In the 1980s, the U.S. Air Force possessed one of the largest and most powerful air fleets in history. Thousands of fighters, hundreds of bombers, an enormous tanker force, and enough aircraft to fight a global war against the Soviet Union. Fast forward to today. The Air Force operates thousands fewer aircraft than it did during the Cold War, despite facing growing challenges from China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. So what happened? Did America simply stop building airplanes? Or is there a much bigger story behind the shrinking fleet? During the Cold War, numbers mattered. The Air Force expected a massive conventional war against the Soviet Union that could consume hundreds of aircraft within weeks. To prepare for that possibility, America built an enormous air arm. By the late 1980s, the Air Force operated nearly 10,000 aircraft, including thousands of fighters, hundreds of bombers, large fleets of cargo aircraft, reconnaissance platforms, aerial refueling tankers, and specialized support aircraft. The strategy was straightforward: maintain enough aircraft to fight simultaneously in Europe, the Pacific, and other regions if necessary. Aircraft losses were expected to be high in a major conflict, so planners emphasized quantity as much as quality. Large inventories ensured commanders could replace combat losses and sustain operations over a prolonged war. Then, almost overnight, everything changed. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. The Cold War ended, and with it disappeared the primary justification for maintaining such a massive air force. American leaders believed the risk of another global conflict had fallen dramatically. Congress reduced defense spending, and the military entered what became known as the peace dividend. Air bases closed, entire fighter wings were inactivated, older aircraft were retired without direct replacements. Procurement slowed as defense budgets shifted toward other national priorities. Throughout the 1990s, the Air Force steadily became smaller. The shrinking fleet wasn't viewed as a problem because the United States no longer faced a peer competitor comparable to the Soviet Union. At the same time, military technology was advancing at an incredible pace. Modern aircraft became far more capable than their predecessors. They also became significantly more expensive. Take the F-16, for example. When it entered service, it was considered one of the world's most advanced fighters. Today's F-35 not only flies faster and farther with greater survivability, but also combines stealth, powerful sensors, electronic warfare capabilities, secure data links, and onboard computers capable of processing enormous amounts of information in real time. One aircraft can now perform missions that previously required several specialized platforms working together. Bombers followed the same trend. The B-2 Spirit introduced stealth technology that fundamentally changed strategic bombing, but that technology came at an enormous cost. Originally, the Air Force planned to buy well over 100 B-2 bombers. Instead, only 21 were built. The same story unfolded with the F-22 Raptor. Early plans envisioned a fleet of more than 700 aircraft. Production ultimately ended after just 187 operational fighters due to changing strategic priorities and rising costs. In many ways, the Air Force traded quantity for quality. After the September 11th attacks, another major shift occurred. For nearly 2 decades, the Air Force supported continuous combat operations in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and other regions. Aircraft flew far more hours than originally expected. Fighter jets, bombers, cargo aircraft, and tankers accumulated years of additional wear and tear. Maintenance costs increased dramatically. At the same time, replacement programs encountered repeated delays. The KC-46 Pegasus tanker entered service years later than originally planned. The F-35 also experienced lengthy development challenges before reaching full-rate production. As maintenance became increasingly expensive, Air Force leaders often chose to retire older aircraft rather than continue investing in aging fleets. The result was a force that continued shrinking while waiting for new aircraft to arrive. Today, the Air Force argues that simply counting airplanes no longer reflects military power. Modern aircraft are vastly more effective than those of the 1980s. Stealth technology allows them to penetrate heavily defended airspace. Precision-guided weapons enable them to destroy targets with remarkable accuracy. Advanced sensors provide unprecedented situational awareness. Secure networks allow aircraft to share information across the battlefield in real time. Artificial intelligence is beginning to support mission planning and decision-making. In theory, fewer aircraft can accomplish missions that once required much larger formations. But there is an important debate taking place inside the defense community. Technology cannot completely replace numbers. Even the most advanced fighter can only be in one place at a time. A conflict against a major power such as China could require sustained operations across enormous distances while replacing inevitable combat losses. Some defense experts argue the Air Force has become too small to meet those demands, regardless of how advanced its aircraft may be. Recognizing these concerns, the Air Force has launched an ambitious modernization effort. The B-21 Raider will replace portions of the aging bomber fleet. Collaborative combat aircraft, often described as autonomous drone wingmen, are expected to increase combat mass without requiring one pilot for every aircraft. The Next Generation Air Dominance program aims to maintain American air superiority against future threats. The service is also investing in new missiles, improved space capabilities, modern command and control systems, and continued procurement of the F-35. Even so, rebuilding the fleet will take years. Developing, testing, producing, and fielding advanced aircraft is an expensive and time-consuming process. Meanwhile, older aircraft continue retiring faster than new ones can replace them. The result is an Air Force that remains significantly smaller than it was during the Cold War, even as global security challenges continue to grow. The U.S. Air Force of today is undeniably smaller than the one that stood ready during the 1980s. But it is also more technologically sophisticated than at any point in its history. Whether that trade-off proves sufficient in a future conflict remains one of the biggest questions facing American military planners. What do you think? Would you rather have a larger fleet of older aircraft or a smaller force equipped with the world's most advanced technology? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy military aviation documentaries grounded in history, technology, and strategy, subscribe to Strike Vector for new videos every week. Thanks for watching.